Hi everyone, welcome to the Electric MotoGP show. My name is Nii Adeleke, I'm your usual host, and today's episode is going to be on the plug-in hybrids slash EREVs that are available on the market at the moment, and which ones are the likely ones to go for. So this is going to be an interesting one. Stay tuned. I've selected three cars for this particular one. And the three cars I've selected actually represent, I think, what I believe to be best value, best in class, and most interesting, so to speak. The Sydney EV show is going to be happening from the 10th of October till the 2nd of November. If you look in the description below, you'll see links for a bug off deal, and you should be able to use that to get your buy one, get one free. Everyone knows that the Geely Star Ray has come out, and the Geely Star Ray is definitely gunning for the RAV4 in terms of size, in terms of dynamics, and everything else. And why is there? Because RAV4 from Toyota is actually class leader in this particular segment, whether plug-in hybrid, petrol, or whatever. But the thing in there is that the Toyota RAV4 comes in and says, look, we're e-hybrid. We've got a little bit of a battery pack. We've got the most efficiency. You can get 2.5 or 3.5 liters to the 100 kilometer mark, whatever it is, and you've got super efficiency with this car. This car is the best. But you know very well that the Geely EX5 and the Geely Star Ray have definitely got the RAV4 in their crosshairs. Everything from the specs of the car, the design and everything else, the infotainment system and the specific details that they've actually paid attention to, specifically to say, look, we're coming for you. Now, why is this good? One, it brings competition to the market. It also tells Toyota that you cannot continue to give a lazy interior, which has not had a significant upgrade in God knows how long, and the infotainment system that is at best. So what has Geely done? Geely's put a 15.4 infotainment system into the car. It's snappy, it's comfortable, looks very similar to the one in the Geely EX5. The interior of the Star Ray looks very, very similar to that as well. And definitely this is one of those ones that you know that they had the RAV4 in their sights. Now, when you then compare it to the Leapmotor C10 REEV, which is the second car I've picked up, and if you look at the pop-up corner there, it will show you details of our range test and our review of that specific car. This particular car, I promise you, was not a bad car and still is not a bad car. It was let down by some quirky software and some specific choices that they made, which we discussed in more detail in that particular review. But in terms of range and everything else, this car actually does what it's done. And the car that actually sits at the top of this for the new entrance in the market, which is the BYD Sea Lion 6. Now, I've test driven the BYD Sea Lion 6 a year ago. I probably should do a new one and probably do a new test of this. And I really like the car, especially if you get the all-wheel drive. And the BYD Sea Lion 6 is the only version of this car that comes in all-wheel drive, apart from the RAV4 with top spec, which has got an all-wheel drive version of it. The other cars are front-wheel drive. I think the Leapmotor C10 REEV is rear-wheel drive. Now, I will give you the tech specs of the car, and I will let you know the things I like about it and the things that haven't gone according to plan, and possibly what each car could do better to actually make them a little bit more marketable in this particular segment. So I will start with the new entrant, which is the Geely Star Ray. Now, the Geely Star Ray is a fantastic car for what it does. It's coming at a price point that scares the crap out of every other competitor in this particular segment. Why? Before on-road costs, you're looking at $37,490. Plus on-road costs, you're looking at about $41,000, depending on where you are. Now, if you put that into context, the Leapmotor C10 comes in at $42,000 with on-road costs, $38,000 before on-road costs, $43,990, sorry. And the base model of the Sea Lion 6 comes in at $42,990, and with the top spec going at about $45,990. Now, let's focus on the Geely Star Ray plug-in hybrid, front-wheel drive, 193 kilowatts electric motor sitting in the front. Acceleration 0 to 100 is 8.0. It's got an 18.4 kilowatt hour battery, which is one of the things that, and you know that one of the cars they've benchmarked for this was the Sea Lion 6. It's got a pure electric range WLTP of 83 kilometers. Its official range WLTP is supposed to be 2.4 liters per 100 kilometers. And the combined range for the Geely Star Ray is 943 kilometers on the WLTP cycle. And it's got a max DC charging of 30 kilowatts. And I think he only does about 3.3 to 6.6 kilowatts AC fast charging. AC charging. The length, it's 4.74 meters in length. It's 1.9 meters in height, in width, sorry, 1.67 meters in height. It's got a wheelbase of 2.77 meters. It's got a cargo space in the rear of about 650 liters. It's got HUD in the Inspire model, which is the topless model, which comes to about $42,000 drive away. Next in line, we're going to talk about the BYD Sea Lion 6. I like this car. The front of this car always reminds me of a Porsche. The back of the car, less so, but it's still cute. I kind of like it. I think the design elements around this car, Wolfgang Eggers nailed this one to the mast. He got this one right. It's a thing of beauty to see people drive past in there. It's got all-wheel drive. It's also got a 1.5 liter like the Geely Star Ray. It's got 160 kilowatts for the front-wheel drive and a combined 240 kilowatts for the all-wheel drive version of it. Front-wheel drive accelerates 0 to 100 in 8.5 seconds, while the all-wheel drive accelerates 0 to 100 in about 4.8 to 5 seconds. It also has an 18.3 kilowatt hour battery, which is why I said the Geely actually benchmarked the BYD Sea Lion 6 as well when they were benchmarking with cars to bring in. It averages out about 1.4 liters per 100 kilometers. It's also quite a decent size. It's slightly longer than the Geely Star Ray coming in at 4.77 meters long, 1.89 meters wide, and 1.67 meters in height. And if you compare that to the figures of the Geely Star Ray, you'll know that this car was benchmarked to design this. It's got a boot space of about 580 liters. It does come in with vehicle to load, which the Geely Star Ray also comes in with vehicle to load. Geely Star Ray has got 6.6 kilowatts vehicle to load, like the BYD Sea Lion 6 as well. It also has HUD as standard in the middle and the upper spec, but not in the base spec. Electric only range is supposed to be 83 kilowatts, 92 kilowatts on the WLTP cycle, and the combined range for the Sea Lion 6 on the WLTP cycle is 1,070 and 980, depending on which spec you've got. So which means that the fuel efficiency in this car is absolutely phenomenal, and you're going to get the best bang for your buck, which means that the argument that Toyota have got that, oh, you've got the most fuel efficient, doesn't hold up anymore. And when you think about the fact that you can actually plug in the car at home and charge it at night, and over a 10-hour period, even if you've got a slow charger, it will be fully charged in the morning. But if you plug it into the 6 kilowatt hour charger within 2 to 3 hours, what am I saying? Within 2 hours, you probably, or 3 hours, you probably will get the car fully charged, because it's only got 6.6 rather than 7 kilowatts, 6.6, 7 kilowatts AC charging rather than 11 kilowatts. So definitely this is one of those cars that I've loved and I still love, and I will talk about my criticisms of both cars a little bit later on. So let's talk about the third car in this segment, which is the Leapmotor C10. Rear-wheel drive, also 1.5 litre petrol, also has got a decent electric motor, 158, and it's got 158 for a specific reason, because of what I said in one of my previous videos about the car. Most of the cars in the East having to have sub 160 for P-platers. Unlike the other cars, it's got a decent 28.4 kilowatt hour LFP battery in the car. It's capable of 145 kilometers on the WLTP cycle pure electric range, and a combined range of just shy of 1,100 kilometers as well. It can charge. It does have a better DC charging than the BYD Sea Lion 6, which only can do 16 kilowatts DC charging, which is actually the worst in this particular segment. It is capable of doing 65 kilowatts DC fast charging. It is smaller in terms of length. It's 4.739, so it's the smallest. Well, it's not the smallest. It's about the same thing as the Geely Starry. It's 1,900 meters in width, so it's wider than the Sea Lion 6, but only about the same size as the Geely Starry. It's 1.68 meters in height. It's got the biggest wheelbase of all three. It's got 2.85 meters as a wheelbase, which means it's also got the biggest interior, which is also one of the most comfortable interiors as well. So what do I not like about this? These cars, for their price points, are delivering well above what you would expect. But what I'm trying to say is that for this segment is going to be changing pretty soon. So quite a few companies are coming in. So I'm going to be doing a video very soon on the XPeng EREVs, because XPeng is releasing the G7, the G6, and the G9 EREVs over the next 6 months, and all of them will be coming in with 350 kilowatts DC fast charging, and all of them will be coming with a minimum of 55 kilowatt hour batteries, LFP batteries for their EREVs, which is much better than what's available at the moment in the three that I've described to you. But for this particular price point, it's not bad at all. So we've got to keep our eyes open to see what's coming in this particular segment over the next 6 to 12 months. These cars all do very well. I think the problem with the Leapmotor was that even though they've got the suspension tuned by Maserati, they've got a design that is actually good. The boot size is decent at 430. The issue was around software. It didn't launch with Apple CarPlay. It didn't launch with Android Auto. There was no way of switching off the ADAS, and the ADAS was a bit buggy, which put quite a number of people off. Now, when I tested it, there was a data update that was expected, and that update was due in September. So I probably will be trying to go back and get you the Leapmotor to test drive again. Hopefully, I can get the three cars and I'll test them soon, and I'll let you know exactly how I go. But I do think that these cars represent good value for money for their price point, especially the Geely Starry. And the Geely Starry is just getting into that niche point where they're going after Toyota owners to say, look, we've got a better product for you. Our infotainment system is better. It's more up to date. We've got Android Auto. We've got Apple CarPlay. We're going to get Android Auto in January. We've got a lot of things going for us. Whereas if you go into the Sea Lion 7, the Sea Lion 7 reminds you of going into a very, very expensive and premium car. The interior of the car is pretty good. You've got on the base model, you've got a 12.8 inch infotainment system alongside a 10.25 driver instrument cluster. And then when you get to the top specs, you've got a 15.4 infotainment system with a 10.25 driver instrument cluster, as well as a HUD also attached to it. So you then have the all-wheel drive variant in the top spec of the car. So these cars are really punching well above their weight. They're providing you with a lot more than what Toyota was actually going to be providing you with. So let me know what you guys think. And definitely give me your thoughts in the segments in the section. Are you happy with the DC fast charging for this cars? Would you like bigger batteries so that you've got more electric car range, like what's going to be coming out with the XPeng and the Li Auto cars and a few other cars that are coming in? And Geely has also said they're going to be updating their hybrid EREV sections for next year. So watch this space. This segment is going to get really interesting. Let me know your thoughts. We've now got memberships available. Please give us a hand and sign up to the membership. It does help us to stay afloat. Also, please give us your your shares, and your comments. It does help with the algorithm. It makes us more visible to other people. You sharing also lets other people know that you're finding what we're doing useful. So until the next one, stay blessed, and I will see you guys soon.